What's going on, YouTubers? It's the Natural Born Gorilla, and welcome everyone to WWE NXT review, the show from January 30th, 2019, at not Full Sail University. They were in Phoenix, Arizona. This was on, the NXT TakeOver Phoenix after, or should I say, the NXT show after the NXT TakeOver Phoenix from Royal Rumble weekend. Your commentators, as usual, Mauro Ranallo, Nigel McGuinness, and Percy Watson. And basically, it's a recap of a couple of things that happened from NXT TakeOver Phoenix. And you have two other things happening on the show here that I'm about to get to, where it pertains to the matches that had to place. So let's get right to it. The show opened up with the NXT TakeOver Phoenix highlights, which I thought was a pretty good highlights. And basically, what pertains to this episode of NXT is all about highlights to recapping NXT TakeOver Phoenix from Royal Rumble weekend. And that's what I always love to see. Not just because of how they do a very good job of the productions of the highlights and the editing and the special effects for the highlights, but also the theme songs they play into. And sometimes just throw some cool music in there, to make it a very worthy to watch the highlights. Not just for the entire show, but for the few matches that took place from TakeOver Phoenix. So yeah, I thought they did a good job at that one. So we get to the opening match after the highlights they show. We get Io Shirai and Kairi Sane, who are known as a tag team by the name of Sky Pirates, because Io Shirai, her nickname is that she's the genius of the sky, and Kairi Sane, who is the pirate princess. So together, they are the Sky Pirates. And they go up against the two of the four horsewomen of MMA, Jessica Menduke and Marina Shafir. Now, what pertains to Marina Shafir, she had the protective face that she wore from TakeOver Phoenix, and she had it here on this match that she's going to be in, and I'm assuming that she had that protective mask that she had to wear, because I think she may have got hurt from a live house show for NXT. That's my guess, but unless she got hurt on middle of training, something like that. But it's not that serious. They did clear her to wrestle. She just got to wear that face protection. So the match itself, it was decent. I didn't like the performance of Marina Shafir and a little bit of Jessica Menduke. But the Sky Pirates, though, they did a good job. Obviously, they're known as being the best female wrestlers in the world against two up-and-comers that are still green. So, but in the end, the right person won. The right team won, and it was the Pirate Princess, the Sky Pirates, which is Io Shirai and Kairi Sane. Good, and I thought it was a decent match. Next, we get to the NXT North American Championship highlights between Johnny Gargano versus the champion Ricochet. And as you all know already, from if you watch NXT TakeOver Phoenix, Johnny Gargano beat Ricochet to become the new NXT North American champion. And where this match ended up being match of the night for everyone's opinions. And then it showed an interview by Johnny Gargano that he promised to put in a match of the year caliber, and he did. And not only that he won, but he's a new champion. And he said, winning feels great, and that's basically it. Basically, it was the interview that he had after his match from that event. Next, we get to the NXT Women's Championship highlights with Bianca Belair versus the NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler. And for those who watched the show of TakeOver Phoenix, winner and still the NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler. And I thought this match was pretty good, and I enjoyed watching the highlights of this too and all. And then it showed Bianca Belair after her match being interviewed by someone I don't know who she is. They may have seen her name, maybe on other member did this her name or whatever, but whatever. But I guess we'll know eventually. But as right now, we don't know her name. But Bianca Belair was being interviewed about her loss, finally losing, no longer being undefeated. And Bianca Belair says something about Shayna Baszler may beat her and all that, and Bianca Belair is saying basically being undefeated was a big deal, and this was her first takeover show she's ever been in, to wrestle basically, and she took Shayna Baszler to the limit, and basically I guess put Shayna Baszler on the list that is why she is undefeated. Basically, she's still saying, this is Bianca Belair saying this. She's still saying that she's undefeated. I guess now they're going for her being delusional because, let's face it, she actually tapped out. She didn't submit. She passed out obviously from the Caracula clutch that she didn't basically put her in, but at the same time she still lost, and she's still saying that she's undefeated. And also, this interviewer asked about Bianca Belair about Sam Roberts' comments towards Bianca Belair's first ever takeover show against the NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler. And I heard his opinion about it, and all that. And here's the thing: what pertains to Sam Roberts, not a fan of his. Don't like Sam Roberts. To me, I think he's garbage. But that's just my opinion. Nothing personal against the guy. I just don't like him. And he criticized Bianca Belair for being on TakeOver, and the match was not good that she had, whatever. So Bianca Belair comment on by calling him Mr. Sam or Mr. Basically I think it's Mr. Sam, so whatever, by to say for him to kiss her ass, and I'm like, yeah, you tell him. So there you go. And Sam Roberts is an idiot. And Sam Roberts is an idiot. Just saying. Then we get to the NXT Tag Team Championship highlights with the War Raiders versus the Undisputed Era, who are the tag team who are the co-holders of the tag team champions. Who are the holders of the tag team championships, Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong. And for those who saw the takeover show of from Phoenix, War Raiders ends up winning and becoming the new the NXT Tag Team Champions. Excuse me. My apologies to the War Raiders. I almost said NXT Women's Championships. Well, my fault for that. But anyways, the War Raiders won, and this match was good. When I seen it, and then after their match, they were being interviewed, and War Raiders say that they earned respect of the Undisputed Era, to the Undisputed Era, and they said how their era has ended, and then saying something about the war began, the war began, the war ended, the war starts with them being with them becoming NXT Tag Team Champions, and we'll see where it goes further from that one. So yeah, there you go. Then we get to the highlights of Matt Riddle versus Cassius Ohno highlights, which if you've seen that show, Matt Riddle ends up defeating Cassius Ohno, and where it was a weak match on the card, but I still enjoyed the match for what it was. Not saying it was a bad match. It was still a decent match, but it was one of the weakest matches on the card there. And in everyone's opinion, it should not have been on the card. But that's their opinions. To me, I thought it was alright. So Matt Riddle was in the interview about how he's got a victory over Cassius Ohno before, and he says he made him tap out, and he said he'll do it to anyone that's willing to to cross him. And there you go. And that's Matt Riddle. Then we get to the NXT Championship highlights with Tommaso Ciampa defending his NXT Championship against Aleister Black. And if you've seen the show, winner and still the NXT Champion, Tommaso Ciampa. And match itself was pretty good too. It just wasn't a match of the night, in my opinion. And then the show happened after the show, what pertains to the Velveteen Dream confronting Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, and then Adam Cole coming in their defense, whoever, and then Aleister Black comes on the side of the Velveteen Dream, and then Ricochet comes out on the side of Velveteen Dream, and Aleister Black, the whole commotion that they did, which it led to the promoting WWE Halftime Heat. And there you go. And finally, the final match on the card to talk about, because it was a two match show for NXT after the TakeOver Phoenix show edition, basically. And you have Street Profits, which is Angelo Dawkins and Montel Ford versus the Forgotten Sons, which is um, Steve Cutler, Wesley Blake, and they're being copied by Jackson or Reddick or Riker, I meant to say. Yeah, Riker. I think that's how you say the last name. But anyways, match itself, it was pretty good. If there were obviously there were two tag team matches. One of them was for was on the women's side, and the other one is for the men's side. The men's sides were better. None against the women's. It's just that the two four horsewomen are still green, which is why that match wasn't end up being good. It was just at best decent. But this tag team match, with Street Profits versus the Forgotten Sons, were excellent. And in the end, the Forgotten Sons is again in the win. And Jackson or rather are getting involved in the match. What the referee said. But Cutler is getting the pin on Dawson, and there you go. And that was the show. I thought the show was pretty good. So that being said, I'm gonna go 7 out of 10. Even though it was all about highlights from NXT TakeOver Phoenix, to recap it all, and to show some finishers happen afterwards, pertains to the aftermatch, and they were even though it's only a 2-match show, the main event tag team match ends up giving me a reason why I should give it a 7 out of 10. Decent show, and that's to say about that. So that being said, thank you all for watching. It's the Natural Born Driller, saying peace on the streets. Take care.